Second, I know Manon doesn't think this is the lock, but at the mention that the rare silver kind requires some sort of price to be forged, that does 100% sound like the lock. Mala had to give up her immortality to forge the lock, and honestly now, I actually do strongly feel the Eye of Elena is the lock. I wasn't sure last episode because why would Elena lie about that, but clearly she lies about everything. To take this a little bit further, like what if the blue glass in the middle is a witch mirror? And combined with the fact that witch mirrors can also amplify power, perhaps this is an added ability of the lock, as in it will amplify Aylin's power so that there's enough of it to actually seal the gate and the keys once and for all.
Okay, so it's an interesting thought, and I love the idea. So as I read this, I was like, I'm just going to free flow any and all thoughts, comments, and objections I have reading this. Okay, so first is, why did Elena and Brennan lie about this? Why did it glow blue when enemies were around in like a protective way? Wouldn't sealing Erewhon in the tomb have used up all its power? Does it still have power? If so, how did it get recharged? I like the idea of amplifying, but the whole thing about the lock is that it can only be used once, right?
I do still think they're going to have to like re-imbue it with power.
Charge it up or whatever,
charge it up again some way, somehow.
Okay. Yeah. And then if this is true, then a witch would have had to help her craft it. So which witch helped Elena craft it and why? What was the trade? What was the purpose?
Definitely
and then I'm
Kraken.
undecided. You think so? But why?
Because this is what I'm saying. Remember like last episode I was talking about how like why are the Kraken so important? And why is it so important that Manon has been reintegrated and separates from the Iron Teeth witches? I would assume it has to do with these witch mirrors, and then also probably the lock, given that the lock has the witch symbol on it. That's my best guess at this time.
You could argue that Manon and the whole Kraken storyline is just so that she can reunite the witches to fight against Erewhon and reclaim the waste and all that.
True.
I see what you're saying. It's very likely both. All that is to say, I'm undecided on if this is a lock, but I'm leaning towards yes for two reasons. As I mentioned earlier, it's the only other magical object we've been introduced to, and when you zoom out from a story perspective, we really don't have the time in the series to go on another quest to get the real lock. It would make much more sense if Aylin already had it in her possession. Which also, if it is the lock, the history of that fucking necklace is wild. Aylin literally left it with Kaol when she went to Wendlin. Then she whipped it out in front of the King of Otterlin. If it really was that valuable, dude, what?